Well, Matt Warren sure showed his speed again there tonight, Don. First period, and here again the second period with a goal and almost getting another one there.
Big Reds with the 4-3 man advantage for the remainder of the period. As big number 8, Chris Sachs, shoots at the length of the ice. Here's Hofer and a long lead pass, kept by Truscott. Truscott shoots at the length of the ice as we have less than a minute remaining. Heinbeck, a blind pass, recovered by the Huskies and shot again the length of the ice. Bowerson up to Hofer. Now breaking Brett's one-on-one. Taken out of the play by Sox. Brett's is down as the Huskies shoot at the length of the ice. And we have a stoppage in action with 29 seconds remaining. As Matt Warren of the Huskies looking over the injured Paul Moretz.
Yeah, Don, I think it was innocent enough, but I think when he went over the Husky player as he was going down, he might have butt-ended himself with his own stick.
It was a good play by Sox. It was as much a matter of Moretz tripping over the Husky player as it was the Husky player tripping him.
No, you're absolutely correct, and this can happen to anybody that's played the game of hockey and stuff. It's quite easy when you go in that type of a situation and end up butt-ending yourself, and I really think that's what's happened. He's probably got the wind knocked out of him.
Hopefully that's all it is. Possibly a little bruised ribs. There you see a scan of the south side of the arena, which is the Husky side. Pretty good crowd here tonight.
Yeah, you know what, we got a minute here. It's kind of nice to, and I know a lot of times in these TV games we have a lot of fun up here and some of the things we do and stuff, but one comment I'd like to make is how much we appreciate doing it, and another comment I'd kind of like to make is besides high school hockey, I think every high school kid, if they would get involved in a sport or even some other kind of extracurricular activity, it's just a big plus for them.
That's very correct. For example, in the Port Huron Area School District this year, various sports have been added at the high school level, such as freshman baseball, freshman softball, freshman girls basketball, freshman girls volleyball, and intermediate sports for the intermediate school, 7th and 8th graders. Their program is being expanded as well, and there's all kinds of opportunity for different sports for the kids to participate in. If you ever want to see some exciting action, go to some of the middle schools in the Port Huron area or Marysville and watch the boys go at it on Tuesday and Thursday in 7th and 8th grade basketball doubleheaders. It's great action.
Yeah, Don, there's nothing like good recreation, and Port Huron Area School District does a great job of it, and I don't know of any coaches that are lacking or not loving other kids in what they do.
15 seconds remaining in the second period as Corey Stevens goes back for one last rush in the Big Red power play. Up to Bassett with 7 seconds remaining. Bassett breaking over the blue line, loses it. And now Matt Warren with 2 seconds left. Shot covered by Klink as the second period comes to an end. Teams now at even strength, and with 15 minutes of play remaining, the Huskies of Northern enjoy a 4-3 lead. We will now pause for resurface, and then we'll be right back in the Husky, Big Red, and Viking Hockey Network for the final period of tonight's action. Well, there you see it, fans. Welcome back for the third period. 15 minutes of play remaining with the Huskies of Port Huron Northern enjoying a 4-3 lead over the Big Reds.
Yeah, Don, that second period there, even though both teams scored a goal, the Huskies had a pretty good advantage in shots on goal, out shooting the Big Reds 14-8. And right now we're waiting for the Big Reds to make their appearance.
Out come the Big Reds, led by senior goaltender Derek Klink. And only time will tell what lays in front of us, whether the Huskies will roll to a 2 or 3 goal lead and take this game away from the Big Reds, or whether the Big Reds will once again be able to come back and tie this game and bring us to an area where anybody could win.
Well, now I think as it has been through the first and second period here, I think the ones by tonight's estimate who we really got to watch for, we got to watch out for Paul Moretz from the Big Reds and Matt Warren from Port Huron Northern, because these are the guys that are kind of burning the ice up tonight.
And Moretz definitely is a stir that stirs the Big Red drink. He can make the individual plays that can turn this game around. And as you mentioned, Matt Warren and also Don Truscott, very, very dangerous. And Rob Rolling is due to become a factor in this game as well.
Well, this should be a very interesting third period. Anytime you go 2 periods and you only got 1 goal difference, that means still anything can happen.
The Big Reds are coming off a rather unimpressive outing last Saturday against Grosse Pointe University Liggett, where they dropped a 7-2 decision.
Yeah, Don, you're absolutely correct. It was hard to understand the Big Reds because the game previous to that, I thought they had improved considerably, and all of a sudden they really come up on a flat note against Liggett.
Well, they've brought her up a notch tonight, and this game could go either way. As Truscott and Moretz line up for the face-off to open the period, won by Truscott. Back to Matt Warren. Warren over to Truscott. Looking for some open room, finds it. Comes in on the right side. Snapshot. Stand-up save by Klink. As Heinbeck clears the zone. Tipped back in by Brett Nixon. Now back out by Bowerson. Here comes Moretz, just overskated the puck. Truscott breaking in, top of the slot, circling around, and his pass slides just wide. McGregor intercepted by Moretz. Pass over on the right wing to Hofer. McGregor behind the net. Ridden off the puck by Roberts. Matt Warren clears the zone, the length of the ice, icing the call. 13:58 remaining in the third period.
Well, we're starting out this third period here with kind of the same ice conditions we had to start the second period. It's wet and slow, and we're not getting the nice, clear passes that we had as the period goes on.
Jeff Bassett.
Yeah, I call him Mr. Potential, Don.
Here he is in front of the net. Backhander. Francis lost sight of it, but had it in the crease. Now it's cleared out by the Huskies as a penalty call. And now Moretz is knocked into the boards from behind. And we'll wait and see what the call is going to be here. We have 2 Big Reds shaken up.
Yeah, referee John Napolitan had his arm up early. I didn't see the original infraction, so I guess we just have to wait and see what they say.
As Jeff Bassett also slow getting up. And the Huskies have been assessed a penalty, a 2-minute penalty. With 13:47 remaining, the Big Reds are going to go on the power play. Zito for slashing is the call. Could have been another call too for that check from behind.
Yeah, we very well could have had two in the box there, Don. The checking from behind is probably one of the most dangerous checks there is.
Well, Moretz's head snapped back, and he was lucky to avoid serious injury on that one. Jeff Roberts on the face-off. Stopped at the blue line by Moretz. Now Matt Warren shoots at the length of the ice, kicked out by Klink. Bowerson over to Moretz, playing the left point on the power play. Back to Bowerson. Clears it in, it's going to be an ice. And 24 seconds into the penalty, the face-off. $50-50 draw has just been made, $120 to the lucky winner.
Yeah, Don, 50% of the proceeds on these 50-50 draws go to keep the booster clubs happy and help promote the sports program at both these high schools.
Bowerson on a solo rush, flips it into Francis, who covers. A hard-charging Bowerson following the play, ridden into the net by Nixon. Play's been pretty much on the up and up. Not too much cheap action, good hard-hitting, fast-skating hockey tonight.
Yeah, Don, even with all this crosstown rivalry, you haven't seen any what you call cheap shots or any what you call nasty penalties. The ones we've had have been good penalties, and the officiating's been above par tonight, I think, too.
Well, it usually is. As the play goes deep into the big red zone. Bowerson. Big Chad Bowerson. Snapshot just wide. Dennis Thick. Picked up by Moretz. Moretz breaking to the top of the face-off circle. Beat to the puck by Warren very nicely as Matt Warren delivers it the length of the ice. Kevin Hinton. Now Moretz picks it up. With 47 seconds remaining in the penalty. Moretz breaking down the center. Tries to beat his man. Taken out of the play by Chris Sox on a one-on-one situation. Stopped at the point by Heinbeck. Dennis Thick shoots it behind the net. Back to Moretz. Now playing up on the power play. Centering pass doesn't quite get through. Knocked back by Francis. In front of the net. Cleared by the Huskies. Chris Sox clearing it out. Now Moretz has it again. Back to Sox, who bangs it off the boards. Stopped at the line by Heinbeck. Now cleared the length of the rink to Plank as the penalty expires. Teams back at full strength as a lines change. Bassett dropping it back to the point to Heinbeck. Gets through to the point. Here's a flip shot. Rebound by Moretz. Just wide. A glorious scoring opportunity by the Big Reds. Shane Ward tries to clear it. It does come out by a Truscott, who's played like the Rocket Gibraltar tonight. Jeff Roberts, backhander, down to save it, and not also on the rebound to save. His goaltender, Alan Francis, equal to the effort of both shots. 11:16 remaining in this third period. Huskies 4, Big Reds 3.
Yeah, Al Francis was equal to task there when the Big Reds had Portland Northern running around and were pinching in and getting the good opportunities there.
Teams using this stop in the action to once again change lines. Justin Smith. Matt Zito on a break up the center of the ice. Dumps it into the zone to Stanislawski. Fighting in the corner with Newberry. Back to the point. Sox behind the net to Stanislawski. Clearing pass. shot by Smith. Goal! A great centering pass. And Justin Smith found the far corner. And with 10:50 remaining in the third period, the Huskies have jumped off to a 5-3 lead.
Well, Don, that could be one that might break the camel's back there. When Port Huron High, I'd say probably for the first 4 minutes, this period was equal and maybe sometimes just a little bit better than Northern, and all of a sudden Northern goes down and pounds it in the net.
The rookie crew all were involved in that play, with Sox and Stanislawski assisting on Justin Smith's goal. This play gets a little rough behind the net.
Well, Don Button, you didn't get your number drawn in that 50-50. I guess we'll have to wait till our next session here at McMorran.
Well, you can't win if you don't try.
No, that's for sure.
As Bowerson heads to the penalty box.
Coincident minors, Don.
Along with Gary Diamond, I believe.
Yeah, I think you're right, Don.
As the teams will play 4-on-4 for the next 2 minutes. Big Reds win the draw, but now taken away by Warren, who's low shot. Backhander from in front of the net by Hinton goes just wide. As Truskowski with some room on the right side. Up to Bassett, off the end of his stick. Dump back into the zone where Klink takes it out of the zone himself. As Hinton avoids a check from Bassett. Now Hinton comes up with it again. Breaking into the backhand to the forehand. Shot off the post. Rebound! Matt Warren has scored! And Matt Warren with great savvy sifted into the void and cashed in on the rebound. And very quickly the Huskies have now jumped off to a 6-3 lead.
Well, Don, the Huskies prevented me from saying how important this next goal was going to be, because I was going to say, whoever scores it really was going to kind of get a wrap on this game here. And who were we talking about all night here for Port Huron Northern? Matt Warren was there to pound that thing in the net.
Shot up high, just into the crossbar. This is a critical time for the Big Reds to stay in this hockey game. They can't let up now, or they're liable to get blown out by the force of the Huskies.
Yeah, right now this is kind of similar to the Northern Marysville game, where we had a real close game up through almost through the second period, and then the thing just kind of opened right up.
Joel Heinbeck back to Jeff Roberts, picked up by Truscott. Nick Hofer. Roberts taken out of the play. Truscott at the blue line. Winds up, shoots. Klink saw it just at the last minute and kicked it out with a stick. Jeff Roberts rushing, wrist shot, deflected wide. Moretz from a wide angle, deflected wide. Truscott calmly shoots at the length of the ice. Icing the call with 9:15 remaining in the game.
A lot of open ice here down when they're skating 4-on-4, and I don't think right now that that's quite Port Huron High's forte, is to go out there with all this open ice, because I don't think they can match the speed of Northern this late in the game.
Good point, Ken. It's a noticeable difference when it's 4-on-4 as far as the open spaces go. Big Reds win the draw. Moretz can't quite get the shot off. Swoops in for backhander, digs for the rebound, and Francis covers.
Boy, that Moretz is digging in there, Don. He just didn't give up. He kept digging for it till that referee blew his whistle.
Paul Moretz playing an outstanding game, showing a good attitude, and really focused on the game, and a real asset to the Big Red program.
Yeah, we've seen dramatic improvement in the Big Reds just this early in the season. Other than that effort last week, I don't see anything but good things for them by the end of the season.
Truscott and Thomas on the faceoff. Won by the Huskies, who bring the pass in offside. McGregor passing back across the line after he had taken it in. Drawing his partner offside as Truscott goes back off. Probably just put out there for the faceoff in his defensive zone. Josh Bennett on the draw with Thomas. Thomas wins the draw. Stevens over to Treskowski into the neutral zone. Dumped into the Big Red zone where Big McGregor swoops in for it. Centering pass to Bennett.
Oh.
Great pad save by Klink as sophomore Josh Bennett came very close to scoring. And now another icing violation with 8:38 remaining in the game. Huskies 6, Big Reds 3.
Well, Derek Klink kept the floodgates from opening up there. That was another great chance by Fort Huron Northern, which would just widen this game right open.
Big Reds slow on their line change here. With 3 seconds remaining on the penalties, Bassett on the draw. Won by Justin Smith. Smith in the corner. Teams back to full strength. Back to the point. Shot from the point by Van Ness. Stopped by the Big Reds as Bowerson takes a hit from Wayne Stanslowski. Dump back into the Big Red zone. Chad Bowerson. Bothered by Smith. Heinbeck back to Bowerson as the play seems to be slowing down a little bit out here. Jeff Roberts. I think I'm seeing indication that the Big Reds are losing their legs.
Yeah,
Jeff
Don,
Bassett.
it kind of looks so, and Big Reds are kind of at a disadvantage too with only going with 2 sets of defensemen and Northern's 3, and it's obviously starting to show.
Warren swooping down the ice, in close, Klink saves! As Matt Warren with one of his patented end-to-end rushes, stopped by Klink from point-blank range. Out comes Jeff Bassett. Slap shot fake from the blue line, drawing his line mates offside. Not a good place to fake a shot.
Well, Don, Matt Warren, I'll tell you, he could have 6 goals tonight. He's got 3 already, and he's had numerous other very good scoring opportunities. Derek Klink was equal to the occasion on that one, but like I say, it was just kind of a duel.
Paul Moretz on the faceoff with Truscott. Won by the Huskies. And a breakaway type pass to Ward, who was on the move from the draw. Back to the point. Out comes Moretz fighting Truscott for the puck. Huskies come up with it with Shane Ward breaking in by himself. Now McGregor with him. Ward shot. Stopped by Klink. Not a good scoring chance. Back into the zone with Corey Stevens. Hofer out to Newberry. Newberry falls. Truskowski. Shot from the blue line, steered aside by Francis. Justin Smith. Nick Smear now out. Pass over to Smith, poked away by Hofer nicely. 6:10 remaining in the game. As big number 9, Fletcher, poke checked away. Hofer looking for an opening. Here's a break by the Huskies. Number 14 on a breakaway. Stop. Oh, through the 5-hole. And the Huskies have scored. Gary Diamond actually didn't get all of the puck, and the change of pace fooled Klink, and the puck slid through the pads, between the legs, and now the Huskies have gone off to a 7-3 lead.
Well, that kind of looked like one of those Memorial Stadium change-up where the umpire signals strikes and the ball drops in front of the plate.
I've done that a time or two.
Yeah, it was really really off speed. He reached for it, and it almost looked like somebody took a little steam off of it.
Now the Big Reds, I believe, have called a 60-second timeout to try to regroup their team for the final 5 or 6 minutes of this game.
And while we're having this break here, I noticed the Northern Boys Choir over there serenading us.
That's a real wolf pack over there in Section 8.
Yeah, you know, they're all well behaved and everything else, and they're just out here having a good time and cheering their team on and just making things a little more festive.
I'm sure the school administrators sitting nearby have nothing to worry about.
Well, didn't he have one of the megaphones himself?
Alex Crittenden? I believe so.
I'll bet he taught him the rhythm. Up here in our broadcast booth, we have imitator Marty Bodice with his Port Huron High School hockey official hat on.
Keith Thomas. Now Thick with a chance out in front, can't control the puck as Sox dumps it nicely out to the neutral zone. Boy, a big hit delivered on Jeff Roberts there. I believe that was Zito. Rock solid Matt Zito. Goes back for the puck. Thick gets a little piece of him. Out comes Hinton. Rolling. Centering pass. Hinton taken out of the play. As Chris Fagan goes for the puck. Out come the Big Reds with Keith Thomas. Pass on the right wing to Heinbeck was just wide. Out come the Huskies. Big rolling, breaking in. Point blank. Tip. Poked away by Klink. The net comes off. 4:35 remaining in the game. Huskies 3, Big Reds. Make that the Huskies 7. Big Reds 3.
Yeah, good offensive effort by the Huskies. I think they've kind of let off just a little bit here, but nice save by Derek Klink, and hopefully that we won't get much more of a goal spread than what we got up there right now, Don.
On the face-off, Josh Bennett.
Yeah, a little hold
on the
up
face-off with Moretz, won by Moretz. Bassett with Moretz on the opposite side. Bassett breaking in, pass to Moretz, and he can't quite get the handle on it as Moretz takes a big shot from number 10, Van Ness, and now the tempers are flaring in front of the net. Referee's trying to break it up with Jeremy Van Ness. Being curtailed. Along with Nick Hofer.
Well, skirmishes we don't need here, Don.
Hockey is a sport being closely watched by the Michigan High School Athletic Association to make sure that brawls and nonsense of that nature do not occur, because if they do, the sport could be in peril. That one was broken up real well by the officials. And I think things have cooled off, and the coaches are into their players pretty deeply right now as we watch to make sure they stay under control like they have pretty much through the whole game.
Yeah, let's hope the Michigan High School Athletic Association, when they do their evaluation, they do it open-mindedly, because as you and some of us others know, that they aren't above making mistakes either. I remember about 5 years ago when they had state playoffs as they were going on, and they had a couple of high school football teams playing an icy field over at Atwood Stadium, and they wouldn't postpone the game. So they have to be kind of open-minded and judge every game on its merits.
I remember that one in Flint where rain changed to snow, and then it got real cold and froze, and it was like the Arctic Circle in Atwood Stadium in Flint. They played a playoff game on it.
Well, and the indication from what I got that night is the officials that were there wanted to postpone the game, and it was MSHAA that said, "Hey, we got to play it." And sometimes sometimes you have to do things that aren't popular. So. And these skirmishes, I know they're not popular either. I don't like to see them, especially when you had such a clean game all the way through here.
Referees trying to sort out what kind of penalties will be awarded here. It doesn't look like anybody's been ejected.
I think just a lot of reduced playing time for a couple of fellas here.
Enough to maybe keep them out of the rest of the game. A pair of minor penalties have gone up on the board for Port Huron. 4-minute penalty has gone up for the Huskies. And now Jeremy Van Ness is leaving the ice.
Well, Don got a little bit low here tonight. I think, we've given a lot of credit through the game, but for getting this little skirmish here, we've had some pretty good goaltending tonight. We've had some real good offensive show by Matt Warren and Paul Moretz, and generally just a good hockey game.
Pretty good calls, I think, by the officials. They have assessed 10-minute misconducts, which really don't do any damage at this stage of the game. They serve to get the players whose tempers got a little bit the best of them out of the arena for the rest of the game, so they can't get any more trouble. And I think it was fair for all. Port Huron did pick up an extra 2-minute penalty, but the Huskies have a double minor.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, Don. The referees made good calls. They made good, strong calls, and those type of situations right there, it's best just to defuse it.
Well, this break in action gives PA announcer George Udell a little chance to play his guitar up in the press box.
Yeah, I don't know if this is one of the songs he's going to sing here or not, but we kind of mentioned it before. George is around this arena a lot. It does sound like George.
He's singing too.
Kind of sounds like Wayne Newton singing country, you know it? Or Wayne Newton in the country.
George used to be a big-time wrestler in the days over in Sarnia when they wrestled over on Kenwick. Kenwick on the Terrace.
Boy, Don, you're bringing back old memories. I remember Kenwick Terrace, and I remember the weekly wrestling matches they had over there. What was George's wrestling name?
What was his what?
What was his wrestling name?
Gorgeous George.
Oh, okay.
His Sarnia record was 1 win and 66 losses. Back to the point, Matt Warren. Truscott, Don Truscott looking for an opening back to Warren. Huskies on a two-man advantage, or one-man advantage. And Truscott misgages the pass back to Nixon, sending it back into the neutral zone, over to Warren. Shane Ward with Truscott breaking in. Centering pass tipped away nicely by Klink. And now Klink covers it with 3:46 remaining in the game. Huskies 7, Big Reds 3.
Yeah, it looks like the Huskies are just going to use a lot of puck control, and I think they're happy with the 7-3 lead right now.
They've had to work hard for what they've gotten.
Yes, number 4 for the Big Reds has had a rough night tonight too. He's played real hard. This Chad Bowerson.
Right. Josh Bennett on the draw. Shot just wide by Zito. Steve McGregor and Josh Bennett up front. McGregor back to the point. Chris Sox, wrist shot, kicked away by Klink. McGregor. Truskowski clears it out of the zone. Delayed offside. Now McGregor. Stood up by Roberts. Breaking out is Moretz. Moretz coming in, beats Zito. Oh, and Francis made a fine save. A whistle, and the Huskies have been assessed a tripping penalty. Matt Zito. And with 3:10 remaining, the Husky penalty will bring the teams back to even strength. And then in 49 seconds, the Big Reds will go to a two-man advantage.
Yeah, that trip kind of come after that. Nice sterling effort by Paul Moretz again to move in on the Husky net and get another good chance on goal. Got to see we got some postal employees over there in the corner. In fact, he was the team manager, Charlie Stevens, down there, Don.
Oh, yeah. Charlie always stays very relaxed during the games.
I don't know. It looks like he's popped that top button already, getting excited over there. He's kind of a Big Red fan, from what I understand. So he's probably a little nervous about this score up there.
Charlie's been known to pound the glass a time or two. .303 remaining. Teams skating 3-on-3. As Truscott wins the draw. Back to Matt Warren. Warren sifting down the right side. Behind the net. Nixon at the top of the point. Warren fought off by Roberts. Roberts holds his stick. Gets away with it. Slap shot by Truscott. Glove by Klink. With 2:40 remaining in the game. 19 seconds in the twin Port Huron penalties.
Yeah, we got a few of the vocal fans over here making a little noise over the nice, clean play in the corner there, and it was clean play.
Well, hockey's a contact sport. We don't want to ever lose sight of that fact. Shannon. Joel Heinbeck over to Corey Stevens. Stevens behind the net. Matt Warren breaking out as the two Big Red penalties expire. Warren didn't see the players coming and narrowly avoided a big hit there. As for 1 minute now, the Big Reds will have a two-man advantage. Jeff Bassett carrying the puck up the ice. Very slowly, trying to beat his man. Over to Thick. Stevens, slap shot, way wide. And the pass over to the point. Stevens still picking up his belongings.
The nice
Big
clean
Reds
body checks going on out there, Don.
Yes. Here's a chance in front of the net, covered by Francis. With a minute 38 remaining in the game. 28 seconds on the first Northern penalty. A minute 17 seconds remaining on the second Northern penalty. And now Northern has been assessed yet another one for charging, which will be a delayed penalty. And the scoreboard penalty lights will be lit for the rest of the game for the Huskies.
Well, Don, with all that red up there, it's kind of right in the spirit of things with Christmas coming up around the corner. I'd say maybe the referees are helping light up the Christmas tree. And I think that penalty was kind of more of a preventive measure more than anything, because it wasn't really anything that in a other game that would cause a penalty. I think it was just to defuse the situation.
Now the Huskies have called timeout. I think Daryl McCarroll wants to take this time to tell his players to keep things in perspective and not get intimidated by anything that might happen out there, and just skate the rest of this time out of there with their victory.
Yeah, Don, I think you can read lips, you know. In fact, I'm almost positive that's what Daryl McCarroll's telling his kids. Hey, you know, you got a good lead out there. Don't go out there and do anything dumb, and we'll skate away with this one.
That's very important, because I really think this game has put a fresh taste in everybody's mouth, and we don't want it marred by anything unfortunate in the last minute of play here. Minute 38 remaining in the game. Clock operator Jim Wedge carefully explaining to the Northern players when they can and cannot leave the penalty box.
Yeah, he probably has to, because I think they have a different measurement system in Dream City where he comes from.
Jeff Roberts shot steered wide, covered by Francis, behind the net. The penalty's being called, probably to do with the goaltender being out of the crease covering the puck.
Yeah, part of his body or equipment has to be over that red line, Don, and when he completely went behind the net and tied up the puck, that's a delay of the game.
Which will be a second delayed penalty, meaning Huskies will be short 2 men the rest of the game with a minute 27 remaining. 5-on-3 advantage now. Be a good time for the Big Reds to pull their goalie and give her a 6-on-3 advantage.
Yeah, Don, they're not going to spoil a shutout or anything like that, and it just might, you know, getting a goal here late in the game just might help for their next game down the road. .127 remaining. I think Dick Chauvin had things confused over in the scores table, but now it's been sorted out. Francis again covers it. The Big Red fans scream for another penalty. Yeah, I think anything right now the fans are gonna call for a penalty, but I haven't seen anything out there that was deserving of a penalty yet.
He was clearly in the crease and had a Big Red player playing on him. Back to the left point, Jeff Roberts. And it's taken by Truscott, breaking down on a one-on-one. Truscott pulls up, shoots it into the corner. Jeff Bassett, still with the puck, tries to stick handle. Now, Truscott on a breakaway, slap shot, covered by Klink. Klink stayed up and stopped it on his shoulder. With 50 seconds remaining in the game, Shannon offside at the blue line. 50 seconds remain. Big Reds with a 2-man advantage. Huskies 7, Big Reds 3.
Yeah, Shannon kind of started a little bit in that one. It was a nice pass up to him, but he lifted his hind foot, which put him off sides when he caught the puck, and didn't get a chance to tag up.
Paul Moretz, the dangerous Paul Moretz, a nice drop pass. Over to Bassett, backhander, stopped by Francis, covered. 41 seconds remaining. There's some nifty passing by Paul Moretz and Keith Thomas. And then Bassett on the backhander. The stop made by Francis on the faceoff. Shane Ward gets the draw. Now it's behind the net with Matt Zito. Poked away by Bassett. Jeff Bassett. Centering pass over Thomas's stick. Bowerson over to the right point to Truck Truskowski. And now Matt Warren picks it up with 20 seconds remaining. Clears it the length of the rink. With 15 seconds remaining. Matt Warren walks around Bowerson. Now Bowerson with 6 seconds picks it up. Slap shot, just wide. And with the shot on goal, the game ends. Pretty well played hockey game, exciting game for all. With the final score, deservingly the Huskies of Port Huron Northern 7, the Big Reds of Port Huron 3. And as the players line up for the traditional shaking of hand after the game, which you always like to see, any hostilities that there may have been during the game, and there weren't many, quickly forgotten with this procedure. Boys will go and shower, and they'll all be feeling pretty good after this game. So along with Ken Harris, this is Don Button with special thanks to the CPHS crew here tonight. We've enjoyed bringing this game to you, and we'll be seeing you again along the road for some exciting hockey action on the Viking, Big Red, and Northern Husky Hockey Network. Good night for now.